We're live. We're live. Pop in and say hi, guys. The melt has begun. Yesterday it started raining, thank God. Our cold event was short-lived, as usual, 4 days. And coldest temperature I recorded on this property was minus 8 degrees Celsius. And the highest minimum was minus 6.5 degrees Celsius. So that's a difference of 1.5 degrees Celsius. And looks like the tree fern fronds will be burnt off again this year. I looked at them, they're already turning brown, but I knew that. It's expected. When you get below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, the fronds on a tree fern, you can kiss them goodbye. If you don't protect the center of the crown, you can kiss the tree fern goodbye too. At those. Okay. This over here. Anyway, I will hang out here until people pop in. Join in the live stream. Don't be shy. Come in. And say hi. Channel 1. I did a 3-hour live stream on my Jungle Josie video gates yesterday. So anyway, I hope you guys are having good weather. It is pouring down with rain here and 7 degrees Celsius, so it's about 44 degrees Fahrenheit. And long range forecast now is above seasonal temperatures. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I'm done with cold. But you know what? It's still winter, and we still could get cold. I've seen some really nasty cold in January and early February. March, I have seen snow in the past, but usually temperatures aren't so cold. Down below 1. Yeah, it's pouring rain out there right now. Hopefully it'll get rid of all this snow real fast. And I was quite happy the snow came off the palm trees and plants with it was effortless with this rain, right? It just kind of all fell off. So the garden now is just getting rid of the snow on the ground. There's still a lot of snow on the ground. Anybody out there copy this 612? 612 on the west coast of Canada. How about a Missouri Moonshiner? Are you out there? Missouri Moonshiner 612. Nobody out there. I'm probably going to do a video gate on this one after. Quiet. Not a lot of skip today. I hope you guys are on the warm up too. I know that deep freeze went right down to the southern states there, right down into Texas and northern Florida too. So it's more detrimental to the palms that grow down there because they're really not used to it. Up here, they're used to it. We can expect some cold every year this far north. Hello, James Tropical. Also, when I just started this live stream, I was going to say it's raining quite heavily here right now, and it's 44 degrees, just over 44 degrees Fahrenheit. So the melt started yesterday. So we had a 4-day deep freeze. Like I say, our friends to the north there in Alaska opened their doors up, let that cold air out, and it moved through very quickly. 4 days of solid freeze. Daytime temperatures were below freezing, below 32. And nighttime temperatures got down as low as minus 8 degrees Celsius in the coldest part of our property, minus 6.6 degrees Celsius in the upper Stevenson screen. I just uploaded a video to show you what the absolute minimum was on our glass minimum maximum thermometer. A little cooler maybe where the tree fern grows because it's down lower. And the fronds on that one did not like the temperatures below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and they are toast. The fronds on the tree fern are already turning brown, and I expected that anyway. So new ones will unfurl in the spring. It is tough as nails. I do have the center of it protected, so not a problem. If you don't protect the center of a tree fern and you get extreme cold like that, and it freezes solid in the center of the tree fern where the croziers come out, you can probably kiss it goodbye. I've seen some big ones die on the mainland, and I don't know if many tree ferns on the mainland. I know of 4 that are growing in downtown Vancouver that have been there for years, but they're sheltered up close to a building, and they do have the urban heat. But I know of big ones on the mainland that did freeze in bad winters because people neglected to protect their Dicksonia antarctica by protecting the inner crown. Okay, 1311, you copy 791 Canada? You're sounding good, Central Wisconsin. We got a rainy day here on the west coast of Canada. Wisconsin coming in. Yeah, so anyway, our tree fern will be fine, but got this skip coming in here. $7.91 west coast of Canada on the side. So you can get anybody while I'm here. $7.91 UDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada on the side. That would be me. Anyway, I hope your gardens are doing well. I hope that freeze moves through quickly wherever it's heading down into the southern states. It's looking pretty cold in some areas of the United States right now. They get that cold air that comes straight down from the prairies. -7 where he is, Fahrenheit. I get a lot of good weather reports on my radios here, on my two-way radios, right? So, and I talk all over the states on this, so constantly getting weather reports. CQDX 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. Wisconsin. It's cold in Wisconsin, man. 7 below. Ooh. $13.11. $13.11. What's your QTH? UDX 791 QSX. Oh, you're in Wisconsin. Okay. Yeah, I thought I heard you talking. I wasn't sure your QTH. You got 791 here on the southern Gulf Islands, Pacific coast of Canada. What's the current temperature there? Oh, Roger, on that there. I guess you guys are going to warm up next week there. We had a 4-day freeze come through here too. It's currently 44 and rain here, though. It's 44 degrees and raining, but we had about 4 days of a good deep freeze here too, but it moved through pretty quickly. There he is, Jesse. He's in Wisconsin. Hope the snow doesn't melt. It is raining. Yeah. You guys will be balmy next week. 30 degrees will be t-shirt weather in Wisconsin. Our islands are roughly about 100 miles north of Seattle as the crow flies here. So wet winters with occasional snowfall. And right now we got lots of rain coming down today. Anyway, have a Merry Christmas, my friend, out there in Wisconsin. UDX 791 will be QSX out here in the Gulf Islands. Merry Christmas, Toby. I hope the snow doesn't melt. It's rain. It's melting. Yes, It's all melting. But there'll still be some on the ground for Christmas, I'm sure. All right, 1311, we got that. 73s to you out there, Wisconsin, and stay warm, buddy. Merry Christmas, 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. I love getting weather reports on this thing. This actually has weather right on this radio. It's got a weather station on it. But I can talk wherever I want to on this. I was talking to Florida yesterday, and it's actually cool down there in northern Florida. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. Nice and mild in Dallas after yesterday's. Oh, that's not bad. 21. So -5 degrees Celsius, something like that. 35 right now. Yeah, so you're warming up. That's the thing. They're short-lived in Dallas. Right now here is 44 degrees and heavy rain. Global warming. Yeah, global warming. I think the Earth goes through cold cycles and warm cycles. It's been here, 4.5 billion years. So I'm sure it's been through all this before. Like, I haven't seen a change in my 58 years. I was born and raised here. We do get cold winters. We have winters where we don't have any snow either. We've been through lots of winters where there's no snow. And late December, we had a cold snap. And then this we just had a cold snap this last week. 4 days of deep freeze. We had 4 days of deep freeze, Alaska blaster weather, and brought the temperatures down just below 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And daytime temperatures were still below freezing, below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So, but not cold enough to damage any of our palm trees, but it certainly did damage the tree fern fronds, which was expected. They are crispy brown. And I did shoot a video. I will upload it tonight. It'll be up tomorrow morning. And I kind of walked around the yard. All the snow came off really nicely off the plants from the rain, which is good. Long range forecast here is mild and wet and above seasonal temperatures. So that's a good thing. And it doesn't mean we're not going to get hit with another cold snap here because it's still winter. We still have to get through January and February, right? And we still have to get through the rest of this month. But I'm not seeing any cold for the rest of this month. And hopefully that was it for winter. And often it can be like that here. When I was 8 years old and we had a field trip. They told us 2010 we'll never see snow again in Vancouver. Last few years I have more snow. Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. Yeah, like we had a lot of snow. This year we've had 12 inches of snow here during this dump and freeze, right? 12 inches of snow total here on where our location is, Salt Spring Island. There's some areas here that got more snow than us, right? Just depends on topography, your elevation, right? UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada on the side. Yeah, so the coldest winter I ever remember, and I got a really good memory for stuff that happened in the past. So the winter of December 1968, late 1968, we had record cold here on our coast and a really bad deep freeze that lasted about a month. And we lived in Richmond, Lulu Island, right beside Vancouver. We moved there from Vancouver. And I remember our neighbors. We lived on a hobby farm. They made a skating rink in their backyard. And we played on it for the whole month of January. It stayed frozen for pretty much the whole month of January 1969. That's how cold it was. February 20, the coldest temps in Dallas, 30 years I've lived here. Yeah, I know. It really damaged Tony Cerboni's garden there in Dallas. It unfortunately, he cut. I think it was too premature to cut down his big Washingtonia flifera. And after they had that thing cut down, can you believe it? There was green pushing out, man. How upsetting I would be. How upset I would be. It's just to see that. I remember posting pictures in my Facebook Palm group there. And I says, man, I'm seeing some green there, Tony. It was unbelievable. He should have just, I think, better to wait. But I'm ready to build more cold frames in any case. Yeah, good plan. Good plan. And I don't know how cold it got in Jesse. I'm not too sure. But I can tell you one thing. Last year, I The connection just disappeared. That sucks. My connection just disappeared for a sec there for some weird reason, but the camera ops on Beach Avenue got really damaged. Really damaged. Like, they froze back. Our camera ops here are fine. Interesting to see what they do. He just keeps smiling, planting marginal hardy. Yeah, he's got a nice garden. Been following Tony for years, and he is in my group, people who love palm trees and exotic plants. But it was upsetting to see that after he cut down that Washingtonia, the growth coming out the middle. I think technically we are still in a mild ice age as far. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Well, it hasn't killed any of our Trachycarpus palms, so not cold enough. And you know what? I'm old enough to not worry about it. If we come into another ice age in the next 30 or 40 years, I'm not going to be here anyway to worry about it. 58 years old. If I make it to 70, I'll be happy. Anyway, I hope everybody's ready for Christmas out there. Tomorrow we're going to wake up and Santa will have left the presents under the tree. Well, I'm sure some of you guys are probably getting palm trees for Christmas, right? I'm not getting any more palm trees here. I'm done. I just have to deal with what we have here. I'm not going to be buying any more palm trees. Just enjoy what we have here. We have a garden full of them, and I don't really want to be protecting things. I do have 2 date palms in the ground that I did kind of fuss over a little bit. Not a lot. I put a bucket over one like I did last year. It'll be interesting to see if it survived this one. And then I put another date palm in the ground about a month ago, and I did put a plastic over it, and I put some bubble wrap, a little bit of bubble wrap around it. So hopefully it works. If not, it'll be dead. Nothing much I can do about it. CQDX, stateside, CQ stateside. This is UDX 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. .363 Iowa, you're sounding good on the west coast of Canada. 363 Iowa, 791 waving. All right there, 363 Iowa. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Stay warm out there, buddy. Talk to you again. UDX 791, Gulf Islands on the side. I talked to Texas a lot on that too, man. I'm trying to move to the Southwest as soon as the mandates are removed. Oh, is that right? Lucky you. Yeah, I can't even fly to the States right now because of the mandates. You can drive to the States, but I can't even go to Hawaii. Purchased 4 7-gallon tracks 2-3 couple weeks ago. Can't help. The palm addict, right? It's a good hobby, and it's a good thing to be addicted to. There's people that are addicted to far worse things than plants. You know what? Like I say, I probably, being a plant addict probably costs more than being an alcoholic or a drug addict, right? Because palms are certainly expensive. Up here, trackies are $100 a trunk foot. I have to go do some last minute shopping. So a dog. Oh, awesome. Cannot forget the dog. So I hope you and your family have Merry Christmas. Okay, you too, Jesse. Take care and Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. And thanks for popping in. I think I might pop to town after 2 and grab a couple of things. Cheers. Hey, 223 Tampa, Florida, 223 Tampa, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. All right, 223 Tampa, Merry Christmas, buddy. 73 to you in Florida, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. That's where I want to be, Tampa, Florida. I love that radio, man. And I've got a lot of guys over the years send me seeds that I talk to on the radio. If they're down in the southwest corner of Arkansas, get me some seeds. Hey, Whiskey Charlie 1, Florida, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. Yeah, Whiskey Charlie 1. I talked to you the other day. This is UDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. I'm off the far Pacific coast of Canada.
Remember you told me that, yes, sir. All right, I guess the storms have moved through. It's in the 40s here today, which is cold for Florida, but got down to 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
30.
Last night.
Okay, yeah, I know the cold went down into northern Florida. It's currently 44, 45 degrees Fahrenheit here. Rain, and our 4-day cold snap is all done now.
Yeah, a lot of country got lost. They are in North America. Well, Canada here. Montana. Wow. I think they were like 25 degrees below zero. Ambient temperature 50 to 60 degrees with wind chill.
That is brutal, man. The wind chill makes it feel a lot colder. The coldest temperature I recorded here at our weather station was just a hair below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, just below 20 out here on the island. So we do have the Pacific Ocean out here to keep it regulated, thank God. But inland areas, man, it really bites out there when it gets cold.
Yeah, especially the Great Plains, you know, the middle of the country, they get hammered. Like they have parts of Ontario, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Minnesota, all that. I gotta get on my wife's call me. I gotta drink a little bit more.
All right there, Whiskey Charlie 1, Tampa Bay, Florida, 73's to you, buddy. Merry Christmas and good to talk with you again. UDX 791 Gulf Islands all on the site.
Sir, 791, thank you, sir. The Gulf Islands off the Pacific coast of mainland BC there. Whiskey Charlie 1.
Cheers to you. Cool.
It's Christmas of the Eves.
I just shot a videogate too. That guy was in Tampa, Florida. So he said the temperature was 30 degrees in Tampa last night. That's pretty cold. 223 Tampa, you're sounding good on the Gulf Islands of Canada. UDX 791 waving. All right, take care. Lots of Florida coming in, lots of sand pile. Anyway, yeah, I talk to Texas pretty much every day too. So I know it's been kind of cool down there as well. And really cold. I was talking to Minnesota yesterday, man, biting cold in Minnesota. Trachycarpus fortunae palm tree. Yes, that's what we grow here. I still have 10-gallon Sable Minor. Oh, nice. 5-gallon. I love, those are, you know what? Those are my two favorite hardy palms, I think, Toby, is Sable Minor and Needle Palm. If I couldn't grow anything else, I would just grow those because I love them. Seven needle palms here. Happy Christmas to you all, Coco Melon. We have 7 needle palms in our garden here and lots of Sable Minors because I grow a lot of Sable Minor from seed, different ecotypes from North Carolina westward to McCurtain County, Oklahoma, and then the southwest corner of the Razorback State at Warren City of Warren, Arkansas. I'm glad it didn't get colder than 10 here. Yeah, 10 Fahrenheit. So that would have been minus 12 degrees Celsius. Yeah, because last year, I think Tony Cerboni went in Dallas, he went below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, right? I think it went down to minus 2 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. It was cold, man. It was freaking cold. But the advantage you guys have over us, you're that much farther south, so you guys can heat up. So on a Christmas day, you could be 75 degrees, and that ain't going to happen here. I think the record 60. Hey, Colorado, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, waving. How about that, Colorado 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, listening? All right there, 1962 Colorado. Merry Christmas to you out there, buddy. Out there in Colorado. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. Cheers. Colorado's coming in from all parts. Small cams cost 30 pounds. Belgium, they're like €8, so sell in London. You can get them cheap at Home Depot, too. Yeah, minus 12 will burn the fronds, definitely. The coldest temperature I've recorded here is minus 8 degrees Celsius over the 30 years I've been in this spot. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. Cincinnati, Ohio, coming in. I love Camarops palms. We got quite a few of them in our garden here. And they're pretty tough palms. Amazing how they can stand up to the moisture in the winter months here. You figure being such a real Mediterranean palm, we have a Mediterranean type climate, but they are cold and wet our winters here. Hey, Wisconsin, you're sounding good on the west coast of Canada, 791 waving. Not a lot of skip coming in today. Yeah, my Lowe's Camarops from 2020 is strong. 520 Ice Age. Wow. Did it actually make it, eh? Oh, Sasquatch Radio, hang on. Hey, 55 Sasquatch Radio, Wisconsin, 55 Wisconsin, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, waving. How about it UDX, about it 55 Sasquatch, 55 Sasquatch Radio, UDX. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. Lowe's, yeah. I don't think I bought any palms at Lowe's. There is Lowe's here in Canada as well. But usually, you know who has them really cheap is Home Depot. And one time they actually had needle palms in there too, which was really cool. Went in there one time, which is very rare, and they had a whole bunch of needle palms. And so I bought some of them. I bought a needle palm through the Palm Society many years before. So I scooped about 6 needle palms from them. I wish I would have scooped more. They were 40, I think they're $45 each for 2 gallons. Right up against an east facing, mostly out of the wind, protected. It was set back. Cool. That's awesome. So you got a good one there. You picked up a good camera ops. You want to know something? Okay, so back in the late 1980s, I planted some 15-gallon camera ops, and it was 88. And then in February 89, we had a really cold blast. Came in early February 89, and it froze 2 of them to the ground that were fully exposed, and I didn't have protected. And then the one on the south side of the house in a raised bed of kind of sandy soil, south wall, I had put a cardboard box around it with a piece of Lexan over top to keep it dry. And it only had superficial frost burn to the ends. The low temperature was 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So minus 14.8 degrees Celsius. It was written up. We did an article about it in Hardy Palm International way back then. And it actually made it through that deep freeze, man, which is super cool. The other ones that froze down, all the suckers regrew back again. And that's the nice thing about a camera ops. The main trunks can die, and they will come back again from the suckers. And I also had one in a big planter, a 20-gallon planter. I pushed it under my overhang. I wrapped the planter up with a big blanket. And at 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit, it was completely defoliated. I even pulled out the center spear, and I set it. And in spring, believe it or not, it pushed out a new center spear. It was a single trunk. It was a single trunk one. Somebody had given it to me, and it actually made it. So that shows you how tough those things are. How about at 55 Wisconsin? 55 Wisconsin, UDX 791, Gulf Islands. Kalamazoo. Camera ops are beautiful palms. I love them. Just absolutely love camera ops. But Sable Minor and Rapidophyllum have to be my favorite most cold-hardy palms. Yeah, your radio sounds really good there, 1962. Sounding really good out here on the Gulf Islands of Canada. All right there, 1962 Colorado. Save those flowers for yourself. We're running a D104 here. I got it turned down. IMAX 2010 and an RC 2980 WX. Pushing about 500 whiskeys through it right now, the Texas Star. So, but yeah, you sound really good. Nice, clean audio and good signal, buddy. Merry Christmas to you and yours. 791 Gulf Islands on the side. Whoa. All right, 1962. You stay warm out there. It's about 45 degrees here in rain, 45 degrees in rain. And we had a bit of a little cold snap there last week, but it's all gone. It moved through quickly. So Stay warm, and you guys will be on the warm up soon enough. Cheers to you. Is Brent banned from Q for sneaking cuttings back in the day? No way. I love stealing baby shoots from plant. Just don't get caught doing it. Just don't get caught stealing cuttings, man. J.C. Ralston was banned. No way. Yeah, it's not good to do that. I'd be pissed if somebody did it in my garden, I'll tell you. You wouldn't come back to my garden if you're cutting stuff off my plants without me knowing it. And I know every plant in the garden. I don't, but I have taken cuttings off our own plants. But if somebody asked me, then yeah, maybe if then I'd let them take a cutting. But if they just took a cutting, I'd be pretty pissed if they didn't ask me to take a cutting. Within reason, yeah. I mean, I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it in the park. When I worked for the parks department before I retired, and I was there for years, there's huge rosemary bushes growing in there, and people always clip rosemary off. I work at a botanic gardens, and it's free plants and cuttings. No way, really? Whereabouts is that? That's crazy. Free plants and cuttings. What botanical garden is that? That's a good one, man. I better go visit. Do you have any palm trees in there? I think I'll dig out this one. Yes, and it is within reason. And I've seen people take, and they kind of look at me like they're freaked out when I'm working there. UK Nest Gardens. Oh, right on. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I don't care if they clip a little bit of rosemary here and there. It's fine. I mean, it needs to be clipped back anyway. The rosemary bushes in the park are massive. People occasionally ask for cuttings when they walk. Two people say sure when I ask. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, people ask, and you know what? And I got enough of that plant to go around. Not a problem. There to cut, then I probably won't cut it, right? So. See if there's any tech coming in. Any Texas stations out there today? We're calling Texas. Any Texas stations. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada. On the side listening. Talk to Texas pretty much every day. But yeah, you know what? I can't wait till spring. I'm looking at the water pouring off the roof here. There's the gutter frozen still, so the water can't go down the gutter, so it's just pouring off like a waterfall. I always try to give people. Oh, I do too, Toby. Whenever people visit my garden, I give them palm seedlings because we have lots of them. So if they want palm seedlings, I will give them palm seedlings for sure. Natural gas contractor accepted Sable Brazoria the other day. Oh, cool! Right on. See, that's a good one. I got lots of those in pots, and I got a few small ones in the ground. They're great palms. They like the heat though, that's for sure. And you guys got that heat. They love it where you are. I have to go check my Sable Cassierum. I got a plastic bag over it. The plastic bag's probably freaking flattened from the snow. But it's a tough palm. That's one you should try too. Sable Cassierum. It's a very tough palm. You know, we don't have any natural gas here on our island, right? There's no pipes buried in the ground for natural gas. People have to have propane tanks on the side. We heat our house with wood. That's it, just wood heat. And we do have electric heat, but it's too expensive to run, so just wood heat. I just got to poke my head out and see if the fire needs wood on it. Hang on. Hey guys, I had to put some logs on the fire. Got to keep the fire going. It's toasty in here. But yeah, no natural gas on Salt Spring Island. There's natural gas on Vancouver Island, the big island next to us, and on the mainland, but not on these. Maybe it's just too rocky to put pipes in or something. Who knows? So nice to have a natural. It's so cheap for water heaters. Close 60 monthly. Oh my God, that's cheap. That is so cheap. It actually cost us more in wood heat because we have to pay to get the trees cut down. We cut down, I split 4 cords of wood, and a cord is 4 by 4 by 8. So in November, I split 4 cords of wood. In the spring, I split a couple of cords of wood. And I mean, it's not cheap to get those trees cut down. It's a couple $1,000, no more than that. I think to cut down those 8 trees, it was about $3,000. So, yeah, you think about it, it's like, okay, yeah, it's pretty cheap to heat our house with wood, but really, we had to pay to get the trees cut down. But they chip all the branches, and we use the chips for the nursery, which saves us buying chips. And so 8 trees, and that's 2 years worth of firewood. That's still expensive at $1,500, man. So it's not cheap to heat a house here. But wood heat it's really nice. It's so warm in here right now. It's just we got a Pacific Energy airtight wood stove, and it just freaking cranks the heat out, right? But and then we have baseboards, but baseboards are just way too much money to run electricity here. Government just rips everybody off. The only one making money are the government, right? Yeah, I paid $1,600. So I'll just cut down. I paid $1,600 to get a Celtis cut down. Is that right, eh? 1,600. Okay, so we did 8 trees for 3,000. They wanted 36, and Wendy said if I pay you cash, it was 3,000. So she saved 600 on the 8 trees, and I got them to buck them up into firewood rounds. I just had to do all the splitting, so they did do some extra work, right? It would be a lot cheaper if they didn't cut them into rounds, and then I cleaned up the rest of the mess, right? Is cheapest in the world. Oh, that's awesome. Texas is the place to be, man. I would like to be in Texas. You know what I like about Texas? It's a free state. It's like Alberta in Canada. They think for themselves and they don't buy into all the bull crap the government is forcing on everybody else. So Texas is a good place to be. Alberta would be a very good place to be if it didn't get so cold. So in Canada, Alberta is the Texas of Canada, except it's a lot colder there. But they actually want to kind of separate from the rest of Canada because they don't like what the government's doing. 1,600 was complex job, so it's probably 2 hours repair 10. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a tricky one when it's overhanging 2 houses, right? Yeah, one of them was overhanging our septic tank and Wendy's gallery. So they actually had to zip line the logs from it. So it was a 100+ tall Douglas fir tree, and it was leaning. And so they actually had to put a rope on it, and then he cut it off in pieces like this, maybe 3-foot sections. I got videos of it, and they zip lined the tree chunks they cut, and they dropped them, 30 feet away or something like that, so they wouldn't crush our septic tank. It was pretty amazing what these guys can do, just very amazing. And they did it, right? So, and there's a lot more light in here too. Hey, Tennessee, how about a Tennessee station? Tennessee, this is UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada on the side. If you could let them drop, I would cut these trees when they're an inch over feet away. Oh, really? If I could let them drop 35, they aren't an inch over 35 feet away. Interesting. Yeah, so these trees that we had, the rounds are about this big, something like this. And the biggest ones were 120-foot tall Douglas fir. So what they do first, you probably know, they go up, they scale it, they cut all the branches off. They're dropping the branches. There's 2 guys running it through the chipper. They got the wood chipper there, shoot it into the back of the truck, and then they go, and then once they knock the branches off, then they cut it off in sections. And I don't know what it is, 4-foot sections. Once the sections drop, then there's guys on the ground bucking those up once they drop all the sections. So 8 trees like that. One tree took them pretty much all day. The one that was hanging over our galleries, our art gallery, and the septic tank. So that one was a tricky tree to cut down. Very tricky. And like I say, it was leaning like this. And they did it. They did it. They got her down, right? But and then I got 2 chainsaws myself, so a couple of them I did actually have to buck up, but I did all the splitting. I do lots of splitting here, and I like splitting wood, man. It's awesome, good exercise. And like I say, the way I look at it, it keeps our house warm, right? That's the main thing. Keeps our house warm in the wintertime. It's so nice in here. Looking out at that ugly weather, the rain just coming down in buckets. Oh, with the wind and lightning around here, gets above 100 feet. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, yeah, lightning's very rare here. Very, very rare. Warm. Yeah, yeah, we just don't get lightning. Well, we do get lightning, but it's very rare. I don't even remember the last time we had a lightning storm here. And when we do get them, they're short-lived, right? But yeah, my antennas on my radio, I don't even have them grounded or anything. No, I don't worry about it. Because in the interior, they get lots of lightning storms. But here, it's a big thing if you get a lightning storm, I'll tell you. It's like one of these deep freeze events. It's like, whoa, look at the lightning. And I like lightning. I think it's pretty awesome. So, but yeah, these trees here, the tallest ones on Salt Spring are probably over 200 feet tall, something like that. Interesting. Rain without, oh, wow, cool. A few years ago, we had a storm at the Botanic Gardens. It took 7 mature trees down, anywhere between 40 wood chips to, oh, that's cool. See, there you go. And that's what we use. We also use the wood chips in the gardens for the pathways, but Wendy and I use them in the palm nursery too, to plant our palms in. Right, Wendy? Mm-hmm. This tea is watering indoor plants. Lots of skip coming in. There we go. Okay. It's Christmas Eve, everybody. I cannot believe it, man. Hard to believe how fast Christmas comes every year, right? I'm just going to be happy when all this snow is gone. I'm hoping it's all melted before Christmas, but I don't think so. Good to use natural materials instead of buying. Yeah, yeah. And we do. We always get our trees chipped up and use the chips, like I say, for planting palms. We mix it with the soil and all around the garden paths. Our wood chips from Douglas fir and western red cedar. There was some hemlock in there too, I think. Western hemlock. Yeah. So so it's all part of it, and it does break down. And then you have to replenish it every few years. Put a couple little layer of wood chips over top of it, right? So, but it'd be expensive to buy a truckload of wood chips. Palm trees, Trachycarpus palm trees, love to be planted into wood chips, right? With soil. What are the winter temperatures like there? I think it's mild there, I bet. That rain is coming down in buckets, man. 11:42 already, so we'll maybe go for about an hour here, and then I think I'm going to maybe do a live stream on my other YouTube channel. This year about -5, normally -3 to minus. So it's very mild there. Trachycarpus palm growing country, Camarops palm growing country, right? Nice and mild, palmy and balmy. Because the latitude is what, about 49 degrees north latitude, something like that. We're 48 here, and I think Toby's probably what, around 35. Oh, right on. Live oak, nice. Got a full, a nice live oak. That'd be good. That'd be good wood chips. Right on. There's a guy down the road here who's got his driveway lined with live oak trees, right? Just down the road from us. Had them there for years. They're beautiful. Hopefully, they didn't lose any branches in the snow. Boy, it's just gloomy out there. My God. Wet and gloomy here on the Gulf Islands, but mild. It's balmy compared to what it was, right? Can you use those wood chips for smoking, Toby? Can you actually smoke meat with those? Like in a smoker? 53. Wow. No cameras, but we do have plenty of trackies. Etchium. Wow. Oh, are you in Scotland? Are you in Scotland, the adventurous element? Allotmentier. Allotmentier. Are you by Logan Botanic Gardens? Do you know where Logan Botanical Gardens is? I'm jealous of the UK's mile. You know what's interesting, Toby? Look at the Scilly Islands. It's Zone 10 there. It's off the coast of Cornwall, Toby. It's the Tresco Abbey Gardens. You probably know about it. It's near Liverpool. Okay, is slash Liverpool. Okay, that's where my mother-in-law was from. My ex-mother-in-law. She's from Liverpool. You know what? Check out the Scilly Isles. They're at 49 degrees north latitude, and they're a Zone 10. You should see what they grow there, man. It'll blow you away. They're right in the Gulf Stream current. They've been growing palms there since the 1800s. There's monster date palms there, just absolutely monster date palms. Rhopilostylus apida, Washingtonias, Jubaeas. I'm in Liverpool. Logan is about 56 north. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not. I know. You know, back in the 1980s, I sent to the Tresco Abbey Gardens, and the gardener there sent me, one of the gardeners there sent me a nice soft cover magazine on the gardens, man. And it was just like, whoa, blow me away, all the palm trees they grow there, right? It's so beautiful on the Scilly Islands, 28 miles off the coast of Cornwall, and you're in the Gulf Stream. Huge Ericaria, heterophylla there. Cook Island pines or the Norfolk Island pines. Cork, Ireland. I've seen that one, and also I've seen them at Cornwall, Helligan, the gardens of Helligan, Lost Gardens of Helligan in Cornwall, southern England. My daughter used to live in Cornwall. She lived in South Cornwall. And you go to Helligan and it's full of tree ferns. It's so mild down there in the south of England. Just beautiful. Never been there, but I know all about it. It's just absolutely amazing. Where is I had a book on the Eden Project. I don't know where it is. I think it's gone now. Darn. Huh. I got a lot of books here on palms. And I know what grows in England. It's pretty amazing. I need to visit Tresco. It's on my, recently got some seeds from Nike from their plants that we're selling. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Rhopilostylus apida. We have one of those in our greenhouse. I don't know where the other one is. Maybe the rats or something ate it or it dried up. $12.40. You're sounding loud on the Gulf Islands of Canada. UDX 791 waving. All right, there, 1240 Wisconsin. We just wanted to give you the morning wave. You're sounding good. Have a Merry Christmas. UDX 791, Gulf Islands on the side. Cheers to you, mate. Cheers to you. Everybody's talking about food. Kelly Bay Gardens. Yeah, it's very mild in Ireland too, especially if you get down into County Cork, down by the water there. They grow date palms and everything down there. It's probably Zone 9B, something like that. And it's amazing, you look at the latitude there, but it is the Gulf Stream current that does it. Even this far north, we're at 48 degrees north latitude, and you wouldn't, you know what? To me, I still think it's kind of weird, even though I've been growing palm trees for just about 4 decades now. You know, you think about it, we're in Canada, and there's no way palm trees should be growing anywhere in Canada, not even here on the coast. We're in Canada. Think about it. Palm trees in Canada, they don't go together in the same sentence, but what we do have going for us is the Pacific Ocean. We have the offshore Japan current and the North Pacific current, which does help us out. So extreme minimums never get low enough here to bother Trachycarpus, and the deep freezes never really last long enough to harm them either. So Port Marion Village, North Wales as well. Yeah, cool. Still good. That very mild in Wales too. Just amazing, isn't it? Just amazing the latitude of some of these places, and they're growing some pretty cool stuff. They will not work here. They will not work here on Salt Spring Island. Last year, late December, we lost our little Jubaea palm. It actually lost its center spears. I should have protected. I never even thought. I just assumed it would be fine. It's too bad. I grew it from seed, but that's life. That's the way old man winter works. When you're a palm grower, it can be cruel to us. And I looked at it, I go, this is not looking right. Not looking right. Center spears came out, never recovered. So it's toast now. It's gone. But the good thing is I planted some Trachycarpus princeps seeds beside it when it was there, and the Trachycarpus princeps are still fine, so they will take over where the Jubea left off, right? And yeah, Trachycarpus princeps, those are the only two we have in our garden, are the ones that I planted beside the Jubea. And, you know, I was trying to germinate them in a baggie, in a Ziploc bag, and they weren't doing anything. And somebody said, if you put those things outside the garden, they'll probably germinate. Well, I put them in a stupid spot. I dumped the baggie out beside the Jubea, and believe it or not, they sprouted where the Jubea was, and I couldn't dig them out. I tried. I went down there, and somebody says you might want to move them, but I couldn't because they were intertangled with the roots of the Jubea. I left them, and maybe it was meant to be. The Jubea is now dead, and the Jubea only had a trunk on it about like this. It was a tiny little Jubea, right? But the Trachycarpus princeps are still there, have been fast growing and very hardy for me. What indeed? I bought these seeds from Europe, from Rare Palm Seeds. So they're supposed to be princeps, and and I have Trachycarpus manipure too. Trachycarpus manipure I put out there as a seedling, doing really well. Have you ever thought about growing some of the Macronesian plants? Yeah, no, I've never grown any of those. But we have euphorbia. We have tons of euphorbias in the garden, different types of euphorbias too. Might even have that one. We have a lot of crazy euphorbias, Euphorbia wolfenii, and then we have some smaller euphorbias. We have 2 or 3 different types of smaller euphorbias, and they spread like freaking weeds here. They are weeds, and they're evergreen too. I like the wolfenii, Caracas wolfenii. They grow big, and they got really nice kind of green flowers on them. Poinsettia family, right? Got to watch that sap when you break them open. Don't get it in your eyes. But yeah, but if they're really on the edge, then it just takes one bad winter and it will nuke them. That's the thing. So I know the climate here really well. I've been here long enough, so I know what does make it and I know what doesn't make it. And I give each plant about 3 tries in our garden. And after the 3rd strike, you're out. If you don't survive after 3 attempts, then I'm not going to waste my time anymore. But I'll tell you what really does good in our garden. And I planted it in 2001, is a Butylon vidifolium. And it's a 15-foot tree, and it's never been damaged, and it's evergreen. I killed a handful of euphorbia. Surprisingly, they survived our hot summers. So they like the hot summers, but they don't like the cold, so they might not work here either. Huh. Too bad. Hey, 737, what's your QTH? 791, Gulf Islands. Hey, 737, 791, Gulf Islands, waving. A lot of noise coming in there. Yeah, so I don't know exactly how cold-hearted they are. Oh, yes, we have a Butylon vidifolium nest garden. Actually, it's butt leg. Yeah, ours is like a tree. And then we have another one, too, called Hot Lava. It's got kind of orange flowers on it. It's evergreen, and I planted it about 7 years ago. I think this might be its 7th winter now, 6th or 7th winter. And so far, so good. It looks like it should freeze in the wintertime, but it doesn't, which actually blows me away. And then we have a really tender one, which is probably dead out there right now. I planted them as an annual. It's got pink flowers on it, but vidifolium and the other one they call Hot Lava. Vidifolium's kind of got the mauve flowers on it, but the Hot Lava, they hang down like lanterns, and they're beautiful. So I actually should go do a video on that. I should go check it out and see how it's doing, because it was pretty cold out there. But in that garden area, I'd say about minus 6.6, lowest 20 degrees Fahrenheit. There's 2 nice Schefflera growing over there too, which I haven't checked. They were fine last year and the year before, so not worried about them. More worried about the snow bending and breaking them. Tender one is Butylon. It might be. We have the one with the pink flowers, and it'll freeze out there if it gets too cold. Another plant that was supposed to hate heat is Solanum. Oh, that's the potato vine, isn't it? Which forest it sailed through. Is that Solanum? Isn't that like a potato vine? Is Solanum as well, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. They get white flowers on them, right? Because there's one called a potato vine. People plant it as an annual, and sometimes it'll last, 3, 4, even 5 years. Then you get a cold snap and it kills it. I've seen some pretty big ones here, but this cold snap probably would have killed them back. Our jasmine does well. We have a jasmine, jasminium. What do they call that one? Jasmine. I'm trying to think of the Latin name. You know what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's rated potatoes and tomatoes, huge spiny tropical beast. Oh, right. Okay, I know the one. Solanum is lethal. Huge spines. Yeah, okay. Uh, jasmine. What's a jasmine? What's the Latin name for jasmine again? Oh, that drives me crazy. Let me look. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I know it, and I can't think of it. Jasmine. Let's see what it says here. It is, oh, officinal. There it is. Jasmine officinal. That's it. Jasmine officinal. We have lots of that stuff in our garden, and it does fine. Big ones. I planted them as tiny little plants. It would have been 1998 or 99. Little tiny 2-inch pot plants. And they're, no, we have, that's Trachlospermum. That's star jasmine. I'm talking about Jasmine officinal. This is the different one. It looks totally different. It's beautiful, fragrant. But Trachlospermum has the bigger, glossier leaves on it. Right? That's star. I think is that star jasmine? And the jasmine officinal can actually be deciduous if it gets cold too. Right? So the leaves will definitely fall off after this cold snap. The cold snap's done, they will fall off. Can you grow jasmine polyanthemum? Probably too tender. We have officinal here. So I haven't tried that one yet. That's more of an indoor plant, I think, isn't it? Right. Yeah, it might be too cold here in the wintertime. Have to go down a little bit farther south, maybe Oregon coast, or maybe even on the coast of Vancouver Island, like Tofino or something like that. Tofino's a lot milder than here in the wintertime. That's about 255 kilometers northwest of here. I think it's about 255 kilometers northwest of here, Tofino. It's a 3 hour and 15-minute drive, something like that, to get to Tofino. It's a long way. Same latitude as Vancouver, but we got to drive up through the middle of the island, right? So Tofino, there's lots of cool stuff that grows. Apparently the cordylines are fine there. They did not get as cold in Tofino. Very little snow. I'd like to know how my friend's date palm is doing there. Date palm and Brahia edulis. He's got a beautiful Phoenix canariensis and a beautiful Brahia edulis. So one of these days I'll head back over to Tofino. We tend to head over to Port Renfrew now, straight across the coast from our island. It's an hour and a half drive from our island once we get off the ferry. And mild out there on the far Pacific, on the far west coast of the Big Island. Open ocean between there and Japan. I'd love to grow jasmine tea. Oh, nice. -1. Yeah, too tropical for here, man. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. But I tell you what, it would work down. It'd probably work on the southern. Well, it would work on the southern Oregon coast. Clematis is impressive this year. Okay, we grow a lot of clematis, Toby. We have Clematis armandi, snowdrift apple blossom, and then we have another one called Clematis. It's called Freckles. The name is Freckles. It's evergreen. They're evergreen clematis. I'm trying to think of the Latin name. Anyway, the common name is called Freckles, and it is evergreen. Oh, Manitoba. Hey, 964, did you say you're in Manitoba? $791 Gulf Islands on the side. Thought he said Manitoba. Clematis is, I'm trying to think of Freckles, the Latin name of it, but it's a really beautiful plant, nice flowers on it. Try that one. Clematis Freckles. Clematis armandi is evergreen as well. It's got nice leaves. Wendy's got her art gallery just completely covered in the stuff, and it's very sweet smelling flower. Not as sweet as jasmine, but it's still pretty sweet. Oh, I want to see how cold it is in Minnesota. Hey, Minnesota station, you copy this 791 Gulf Islands? Uh, 964 Minnesota. What's the temperatures in Minnesota right now? I'm curious. Man, you could be out there in your t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops, buddy. That sounds like summer. You gotta like it. Well, at least you're warming up now. We got about 45 here and lots of rain out here in the Gulf Islands. Yeah, we had our cold blast last week, our 4-day cold blast, and it's past. Wash away the snow. All right, 964 Minnesota, 73 to you, buddy. Have a good one out there. 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, QSX. Okay. 2112. Haven't been able to find. Oh, that's it. Serosa. That's it. That's it. There's Mandevilla. Yeah, and that won't grow here either. It's evergreen, frost free. It won't work in here. Mandevilla, I've tried it. Unfortunately, it's just too tender for our climate. Hey, 2112 Florida, 2112 Florida, 791 Gulf Islands. 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, Pacific coast of Canada.
Very cold today.
Yeah, current temperature here is it's gone up now. It's just over 45 degrees and rain, Roger. Same as Florida. All right there, Florida. Stay warm down there in Florida and have yourself a good one, my friend. I do appreciate the comeback in the weather report. Cheers to you. UDX 791, Gulf Islands on the side. Yeah, take care, Florida, and we're waving at you too, Wisconsin. Cheers to you, buddy. UDX 791, Gulf Islands with the wave. Okay. So it's the same temperature in Florida as it is here, man. At the roots, -12. Same temperature in Florida. My God. Crazy weather, eh? I love getting weather reports on this thing. I'd like to still be in. I've tried Mandevilla quite a few times, actually. I've had reds, whites, and pinks. And unfortunately, yeah, they just did not cut it in the wintertime here. It's sad. But you know what? Somebody told me bougainvillea grows in London, England. Cal, that's usually on here, and he's posted some pictures of it. He says they do grow bougainvillea in London, England. It's like, whoa, I was actually blown away to know that. I had no idea that bougainvillea would ever survive in London, England. And he showed a bunch on the side of the building if that picture was indeed from London, right? So I just didn't think the bougainvillea liked cool, damp winters, right? So, but it was there. It's the same temperature. So it's 8C, yeah, 46 here, there with you. It is the same temperature here. Is there? Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're the same, and Florida is the same too. Unreal. Depends what part of Florida too, right? I mean, Florida's a pretty good sized state. If you went down to Miami, obviously it's going to be warmer. I was talking to Florida the other day, a guy in his truck, or last week, and it was 75 degrees. He was in his 18-wheeler, right? So, but it's nice with this because I can keep on top of the weather all over the world. I'll give that Mandevilla a try. It might work where Tobias, I think. Just mulch it in the wintertime. I think it will definitely work where Tobias. Oh, yes, my. Wow, that's amazing, man. Bougainvillea, yeah, there's not a hope in hell it would ever survive here. Until I've tried it. It doesn't like it. It's like trying to grow jacaranda mimosifolia. They end up getting botrytis in the damp winter months. So bougainvillea, same thing. It ain't going to cut it. It don't like cold weather here. No, I'd probably grow well out in the Scilly Islands too. Pretty amazing, a bougainvillea in London. And there's some nice Washingtonia palms in London too. I've seen them. I've seen lots of people post pictures of their Washingtonia palms in London. Big, tall Washingtonia robusta. It's definitely worth. Yeah, you should try it, Toby. I think it would work where the Toby is. Years. Wow, that's amazing. And because you guys get that heat, eh? Dallas gets so much heat. It's a hot spot. Way more heat than any of us here at these northern latitudes. That's the thing. You guys can be in a deep freeze, and then a few days later you can be bouncing right back up and wearing your freaking shorts and t-shirt That don't happen here. It loses its leaves in winter but regrows back. That's amazing. Wow, bougainvillea. That is amazing. It works in England. I had no idea. Yeah, Cal showed me a picture of one growing up the building, and it was a big bougainvillea. Like it wasn't one that somebody just planted. It looked like it had been there for years, which is pretty amazing, because I always thought of them as being way more tender. So that's cool to see that, though. Very, very cool to see that. It's kind of like seeing palm trees in Canada, right? There's some people that don't know much about palm trees, and when they come to stay at our accommodation, Wendy's got 2 accommodations here at our place, and when people come into the garden, they're looking at the palm trees. They're like, "What the f?" Especially from people from the Midwest or back east in Ontario that are gardeners, but they don't know palm trees will grow in this part of Canada. So they are kind of like boggled a little bit, mind boggled, right? So then I walk them through the garden. They want to tour it. I'll give them the rundown on the palm trees, right? Got to spread the word. I have lost a 4 to 5 years and then die. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's interesting to know. Adventurous one, I'm going to call you. Oh, Texas is coming in. Hey, 909 Texas, 909 Texas. What part of Texas are you in? UDX 791. Wait a minute. How about that Texas station? How about a Texas 791 Gulf Islands? 26 in Texas. How about that Texas station? How about a Texas UDX 791 Trine? I want to find out what part of Texas he's in here, Toby. How about that Texas station? How about a Texas 791 Trine? Texas. Hey, 909 Texas, 909 Texas, UDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada for short. How about that Texas station? You copy 791 Canada? Oh, he's not hearing me. How about a 909 Tony, 909 Texas, UDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, waving. How about it 909 Texas, 909 Texas, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada? Annoying. How about it 909 Texas, 909 791 Gulf Islands, Canada? Nothing. 791 Gulf Islands, QSX. Texas didn't hear me. We don't have any conditions to Texas. How about that Texas station, Texas 791 Gulf Islands, trying. Nope, can't hear me. Bummer. We have a record high of 37 this year. Jelly palm. Yeah, we have sago palms in the ground. Jelly palm. Had them lose their spears here at my garden. Not good. It's crazy. Usually only a few nights. June, September. Interesting. Yeah, we have Butia capitata. There's some nice ones on our island. And the sago palm we had. See, we have three sago palms. We have 2 Cycas revoluta, and actually 3 Cycas revoluta, and we have Cycas patuensis, the rare cycad from China. How about it 659 Indiana, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada? How about it Indiana, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada? Arizona's coming in now too. Do any of you grow Livistona? I don't waste my time with them anymore. Livistonas, you'd have to put in a really sheltered spot here. Australis might even be a little hardier, but I've seen them survive for many, many years. Livistona chinensis here in Salt Spring. I've even planted some. CQDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada on the side. How about a Texas? Anybody from Texas? Copy 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. Got down to 16 last night, so 16. Dustin Russell. Whereabouts are you, Dustin? I've killed 4 jelly palms here, but yeah, I've killed a few of them here. I've had them one in the ground for 10 years and it lost its spears, so I'm done trying them now. I'm actually done trying boutia. No more boutias for me. Yet there are some on our island in private gardens that never get protected. CQDX, this is 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. How about in Central Texas? Central Texas 791, Gulf Islands, Canada. I want to see how cold it is in Central Texas. Near Milton, Florida. So minus 10. Wow. Is that right, eh? Wow. That's cold, man. That's colder than what we had here on the Gulf Islands. Unreal. I saw minus 10. That is really cold. You're from Georgia. Dustin's from Georgia. Okay, my youngest son goes to Georgia to visit his best friend. CQDX. Any stations copy. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada. Skip is starting to fade out. Well, you know what? I hope we don't get any more cold weather this winter. Hopefully that was it, and we're done now. Anyway, my youngest son has been to Georgia 2 or 3 times now, because like I say, his good friend lives down there. Most stations were minus 8. Wow, minus 8 degrees. Yeah, that's north of Gulf area, Florida. That's really cold. So maybe due to the chain. Could be, yeah, Toby. Yeah, I was worried about my jelly palms. Yeah, well, you can always, you can always get some of those mini Christmas lights or old school Christmas lights. If you can still find them, don't use LED, and just wrap them throughout them. Just plug them in during the coldest nights, and that actually makes a world of difference on a really cold, record-breaking night. Even the mini lights, those little mini Christmas lights, just wrap them all around, center spears, trunk, everything, cluster them in there, and they generate just enough heat where your palm will not freeze. So hopefully your palms will be okay. I've lost, like I say, a few jelly palms here over the years, and I'm done doing jelly. Unless somebody gives me one. I'm never going to buy one, but if somebody gives me one, then I might try another one. But I'm not going to go buy one, that's for sure. I'm not going to waste my money on something that's not long-term here. Trachycarpus is long-term. Sables are long-term, not sable minor. Needle palms long-term. Camarops and Camadoria. So there you go. So we're an hour, 15 minutes into this live stream. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to go here. Do I go to town? Do I venture to town or not? It is Christmas Eve. It's probably a zoo in the store. We could go Kew Gardens in London near Richmond Park. Wow. Way colder than here, man. The coldest I recorded on our property was minus 8 degrees. That's pretty cold. Wow. Very cold for London. Minus 11. Whoa. That's enough. Oh. Hey, 403 Southern Cal. 403 Southern Cal. 791 West Coast of Canada.
791 West Coast Canada. You got me at least a 7, so doing pretty good for the distance. 50 degrees. Merry Christmas.
All right there, 307 Southern California. You as well, my friend. Thanks for the comeback. UDX 791 Gulf Islands on the side. Huh. Not a lot of skip coming in. Not a lot of skip coming in. That's very cold. I think so. I think you actually recorded minus 9. So just a little bit colder than here. Just a little bit colder than here, yeah. Minus 9, not enough to kill a Trachycarpus palm. But you know what? If you had a week straight of minus 9, it sure wouldn't be good. we had the lowest at -8 on one of our sensors, and the highest minimum I recorded was 20 degrees, so -6.5, something like that, -6.6. The Stevenson screen up there never got below -20 degrees, -6.5, but the other one definitely was down to -8 degrees. So there's always a big difference at the bottom of the slope than up high, right? Because we all know that cold air is like water and it just kind of flows down and sits in the low spots. The record for Q in 1800s, interesting, -16. The record for our island is -15, 5 degrees Fahrenheit above zero, 5 Fahrenheit above zero, December 28, 1968, and January 1950. And it also happened another time before that back in the day, but 5 degrees minimum for Ganges on Salt Spring Island, 5 Fahrenheit, 5 above. Oh, Southern Cal's coming in. Hey, 403 Southern Cal, did you copy UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada? 403, you got 791, Gulf Islands, due north of you, man. Waving right back, buddy. Sounding good. Have a good one in Southern Cal, 791 on the side. 791, Merry Christmas, enjoy your DX. Cheers to you, 403 Southern Cal, 791. I'm shooting a video gate, that's why I got the camera. Q got down to -22 is our minimum record. -22, so just below. Yeah, 1899 was the bad freeze. That's when it got to -2 degrees Fahrenheit in Tallahassee. Was that -15 on the hill? Nope. Ganges is near the water, not on the hill. -15 degrees Celsius. So weather station would have been Robert Aston had one back then, and he's gone now. But there was a Environment Canada weather observer here, 2 of them back then. Alfred Tamil and Robert Aston. I have Robert Aston's old Stevenson screen. So Ganges is our village. It is about 11 kilometers south of here. In 30 years, -16.6. Interesting. Even -7. You got cool. Got some yucca palms. I don't know much about them. They're very cold hardy. A lot of yuccas are very cold hardy, and you probably don't have to worry about those too much, depending on the species. But most of them are pretty tough. Cal, not. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, Pacific Coast of Canada on the side. Much colder than Q. Yeah, it's interesting, the weather. I love the weather, and that's why I like to talk on this a lot, because I love to find out weather reports from people. Huh. Yeah, so the coldest I've ever seen here is -8 degrees Celsius in 30 years. The record cold on this end of the island in the past, 50-something years is -11 degrees Celsius. Western honey yuccas are super cold hardy, reasonably for some species. Yeah, exactly, Toby. You know it, brother. Hopefully our yucca gigantea are going to be okay. I put a big plastic bag over top of it. And I got the other ones in the tiki hut, so. Oh, Texas. How about that Texas station? How about a Texas 791, Gulf Islands, Canada? Okay, 008 Texas, 008 Texas, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. We're located off the far Pacific coast of Canada, the far Pacific coast of Canada. Okay, 537, sounding good up here like a local. Have a good one, buddy. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Tier 6. I don't think that accurate, in my opinion, the coldest. The difference is really interesting. So, Interesting. Just get going in. Anyway, I'm just glad our cold snap is over. I'll tell you what the temperature is right now. 7.7 degrees. 7.7 degrees Celsius. Palm Springs. This guy's in Palm Springs, California, man. I wish I was there. I was skeptical too. We only got to -2. That's not very cold. -2. That is hardly anything. Yeah, we were, like I say, lowest we had on our property was -8. We'll finally start north wind. Cool. Well, hopefully, the wind makes things feel colder. We don't get any wind here, thank God. There's no wind here at all. So when it's cold, it's calm. Thank goodness. Where I used to live on the mainland. 403 Palm Springs, man. I gotta write that down. I did talk to him, so I'm gonna put him in my logbook. .403 Palm Springs. Must be nice. .403. Okay. Another found is showing minus in colder part of Richmond Park. It's nearly always super windy wherever we get below 20 miles past the normal. That's interesting. 40. That's very interesting. Yeah, my last location was very windy. I get what they call outflow winds that came from the east, and they would just freeze dry everything in sight. So you get temperatures of 20 degrees Fahrenheit or lower with those cold winds, man. It's brutal. -10 isn't accurate. Also recorded 110 Fahrenheit. Wow, that's hot. 110 Fahrenheit. I'm curious. I'm gonna Google that. What was the record high in London? .4. There's the record high in London right there, man. Lowest, there he is, right there. Hopefully that goes. And it says, it says the highest temperature ever observed in London is 40.2 degrees Celsius, 104.4, provisionally recorded at both Heathrow Airport, St. James Park on the 19th of July, 2022. The lowest temperature ever recorded is -16.1. 3 Fahrenheit on the 1st of January, 1962. That's what I got written right here. All right, interesting. That's what I got right there, man. Sago palms can take cold, but drier cold is better for them, that's for sure. So the highest temp ever observed in London, 40.2. Yeah, we had a little bit higher than that here. We were 100 and it was around 109 years. Absolutely insane, man. It was absolutely insane. 42. UDX 791 Gulf Islands, UDX 791 Gulf Islands on the side. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Fort Lauderdale, 791, Gulf Islands, Canada.
Good afternoon.
All right there, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Hey, 73s to you, and happy holidays as well. Have yourself a Merry Christmas tomorrow. This is UDX 791 out here off the far Pacific coast of Canada. Waving.
Okay, 791, what part of Canada are you looking at? West Coast?
We're on the Gulf Islands, Pacific coast of Canada, off the far Pacific coast of Canada.
Okay, missed that. You said you're up from Island, you're quite a bit of QSC. But are you east or west, Canada? Over?
We're west. We're west. We're off the Pacific coast of Canada.
Ah, pretty cool. West coast of Canada. Great to hear you way up there. 256 Fort Lauderdale.
All right there, 3356 Fort Lauderdale, 73s to you. I hope you're having warm weather. Hope you're having good weather down there. We got about 46 degrees here now and raining.
All right, 791, nice contact up in the northwest Canada. 256, wishing you a good holiday and stay at 73.
All right there, 256 Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 73s, my friend. Happy New Year as well. UDX 791, QSX, cheers. 256 Fort Lauderdale. Okay, let me write that down. He didn't give me a weather report, though. I wanted a weather report. Okay. Ventress, winds up to 40, windows turned to ice. Whoa, crazy. Fago's die at 19, survive 13. Just see how they look next week after this 10. I think big ones will survive. That's why I took see. Yeah, we have remote sensors. Texas. I want to talk to Texas. Hang on. How about it, Texas? Hey, Texas stations, you copy this UDX 791? We're calling Texas. Any Texas stations out there copy 791? How about that Texas station? How about it, Texas? UDX 791, Gulf Islands calling.
Just fast.
How about it, Texas stations, UDX 791, Gulf Islands.
It's an old Yeti comm. They call it an Optimum Mark II. It's kind of like a
not an office coldest. Well, that's like the airports are always colder too.
Okay, well, as soon as we get over here, I'll get back out of the way and let you get back down there to Florida. Take care, 73s. Merry Christmas, 44.
Hey, 44 Texas. Hey, 44 Texas. 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. 1 Raven. How about that 44 Texas? 44 Texas. 791 Gulf Islands, waving.
Yes, sir. Amen on Jesus is the reason for the season. Take care. God bless. 44 Cowtown, Texas. We'll see you.
Hey, 44 Cowtown, Texas. Hey, 44 791 Gulf Islands, waving. How about it, 44 Texas? Are we making the trip? 791 Gulf Islands. No, not making it to Texas. That's weird. Making it everywhere else.
Somebody come back to 44, but I didn't get your numbers. Conditions are kind of in and out on my end today.
Hey, 44 Texas. This is 791 Gulf Islands. 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, waving. How Started 44 Texas, 44 Texas, 791 try.
That station calling 44, QSY 405.
QSY. How about that Texas station? How about it 44 Texas, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada?
Okay, well, I don't know conditions going to improve, but I do have you in there.
Yeah, 44 Texas, Cowtown, Texas. This is UDX 791, West Coast of Canada. Oh, no. Not even talking to me.
It kind of drops in and out from money in the day, so you got to send your trying this little radio out, and seems like it's going to work all right.
All right, Texas, have a Merry Christmas down there, 791 on the side. Annoying. That's impressive, Cal. I've seen some undamaged avocado trees too. Yeah, some places in the city of London only get to 0. That's amazing.
Okay, Mark, the operator Juliet Alpha Yankee, I'm about 70 miles northwest of Fort Worth, Texas. I'm getting ready to head up and see the grandkids for Christmas. Just getting on the VX for a load of everything up, brother.
70 miles north of Fort Worth, Texas, this guy.
Station 450 Mojave Desert.
450 Mojave Desert, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada.
Yeah, 10-4. All right. Well, Mark, good to talk to you. I will get out of here and knock this thing.
I want to get back to Texas. Hang on, guys. See if I can get to him.
We only have to drive for about an hour, but time to get everything.
I'm curious to see what the weather is there.
You know how that goes. Anyway, Merry Christmas. God bless. Take care. We'll see you next time, brother. I got you down in my book. 44, Cowtown, Texas. We're on site.
Yay. Hey, 44 Cowtown, Texas. 44. Did you copy 791 West Coast of Canada? Nothing. How about it 44 Texas? 44 Texas. 791 Gulf Islands. It's funny the way Skip worked. 450, we hear you. Texas isn't hearing us, but 450 Mojave Desert, you're booming in here.
Okay, I think I heard a world radio and a mobile up there. All right, thanks for the comeback.
All right there, 450 Mojave Desert, California. 73's to you. Merry Christmas. UDX 791 Gulf Islands on the side. That's weird. The Texas guy can't hear me. That guy can hear me. 6 degrees in Georgia. Wow. How about it 40? How about that station in Texas? How about it Texas? We're going to try for you. 791 trying.
Yeah, I got a quad 6 in my truck. That's what I run in my work truck. This is an old.
You can't hear me at all, the guy in Texas, but the guy in Mojave Desert can hear me fine. It's pretty annoying. That's the way Skip works on these radios. How about that station in Fort Worth, Texas? Station in Fort Worth, Texas. 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. All right, we'll look into stronger palm. Try needle palm, sable minor, Cyrano Reapins. A 44 Fort Worth, Texas. We're trying a 44 in Texas, 791 West Coast of Canada. Nothing. 44 Texas, 791 West Coast of Canada. Oh, you can hear us now. We're trying to get to you, man. I want to say you're sounding good from Texas to the West Coast of Canada.
Well, you sound good as always, brother. Yeah, it's kind of busy today. I did hear you in there a while ago. I just wanted to sign on for that other station. But I was telling him I just working this little
Texas.
Yeti Optima Mark II, and it seems like it's going to work out all right.
It's sounding good, man. You're hitting me 40 over into the red there. How's the weather down there today? What is the temperature?
Northwestern Illinois.
How's the weather down there in Fort Worth?
I need to sign off. And,
He's got to go.
Stations on there, but I need to sign
It's
off.
noisy on this side.
We're getting ready to head up to our grandkids for Christmas. Spend the day with them tomorrow. So about an hour's drive. We got to load everything up and see all my money just go out the window. But that's neither here nor there. Take care. Good to talk to you as always. I'll be clear on your final 44 forward.
All right there, 44, Fort Worth, Texas. Have fun with your grandkids there, and Merry Christmas to you. And you're always sounding good as usual. I'm glad we can make it back to you today. This is 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. Cheers, mate. Okay. Well, we did get back to Fort Worth, but I didn't get a weather report out of them. Sable brazoriensis, we're going to do bougainvillea and other parts of. One's in London. Flower. That's amazing that you guys can go bougainvillea there. It's mind blowing. Oh, we're from near Liverpool, minus. Wow. Yeah, bougainvillea is not a hope in hell in our climate. Just ain't going to work, man. I wish they would. I'd grow them everywhere. I wish they would work. My parents have one in their driveway and it's deciduous. So it must get a pretty good sized trunk on it, eh? Like how big are they? Are they pretty big, like the vines on them, or are they tiny, or do they get pretty big there? Wow. You know, I don't make the connection with bougainvillea in UK. People, they grow exotic plants, like what the heck? But that's cool to know that they actually grow there. So they probably thrive on the Scilly Isles then. Probably bougainvillea would grow like a weed on the Scilly Isles, right? That's pretty amazing. I saw 25-foot bougainvillea in Santiago, Chile in full bloom. And oh, that's cool. That is awesome. Love to go to Chile. That'd be a cool place to go. Native monkey puzzle trees and Jubea chilensis grow in Chile. That would be on my list to go to is Chile for sure. South America. Very, very cool. Thank you for all the help, YouTube plan. I'm glad you're in here, Dustin. Pop in anytime. Oh, the best place to buy hardy palms. There's a place called Chili Palm Co. too, eh? Chili Palm Co. And I think they're online and they do probably deliver if they're still around. Chili Palm Co. Look that one up. Look that one up right there. There's also Jungle Music. Jungle Music. Palms, California. And then there's also Gary Holler Nursery, New Bern. North Carolina. Table palms he grows. So those are a few places right there. One of the most comfortable, beautiful places I've been. I'd love to go there, man. That's so cool. Texas cold hardy palms. And there you go. Toby's got one for you too. Texas cold hardy palms and cycads there. Very cool. So there's some names for you to check out. The Scilly Isles are warmer in the winter, but I prefer the hotter, drier summer in London. Interesting. Okay, cool. Good to know that, Cal. What's this say in Dublin? I believe there are bougainvillea growing in Grafton Street in Dublin. Cool. You will definitely not see any DC5. A needle and sable miner here in Georgia. Cool. Right on. They do well in Georgia. DC5, V, lots of heat in Georgia. Lots of heat in Georgia for sable miner and needle palms, man. They love that heat. And Georgia gets high heat and humidity in the summertime. And needle palms love that. And so do sables. CQDXCQ 791 Gulf Islands, Canada on the side. Anybody out there copy this? UDX 791 Gulf Islands on the side. Sounds like Australia's in there. Hang on. Sounds like Australia's in there. You know what? So you're talking about us. You're talking about Chilean plants. I think Hebes are from Chile, right? Hebes are from Chile. The Butylons are from Chile. Escalonia is from Chile. There's a lot of plants we grow from Chile that work really well in this climate, right? Ericaria ericana, monkey puzzles from Chile. Jubea is from Chile. I'm trying to think of some other plants. There's lots of other plants there. It's Hebes, sorry, New Zealand Hebes. Okay. And same with, how about Senecio Grayi? Is Senecio, is that from New Zealand too? Hebes we grow here too. Hebes are hardy. And I'm trying to think what else comes from Chile. I'm pretty sure Abutilon comes from Chile. Is it night cow? Yeah, night cow palms are awesome. That wouldn't grow here. It would be short term. Chilean flora and fauna, awesome stuff, man. Love it. Love it. It's so cool. I'm glad we can grow some of it here. Escallonia is very overused here. They use it as hedges and all along the seashore and stuff like that, but it's still a nice plant. Got 520 night cows. Wow, that's a lot of. You're gonna have a forest of. You'll have a forest of night cow. Rapilostylus apida. Yeah, New Zealand. You're right. Yeah, we do have lots of Hebes in our gardens. Luma is a great. And I have another one from Chile too, and I'm just trying to think. The flowers on it are orange, and they look like little goldfish, kinda. It's got glossy leaves on it. I'm just trying to think of the name of the plant. It looks almost like cupia. You know cupia? We have one of those. We have a bush of that in our garden. I think it's from Chile. Evergreen. Some bougainvillea are native to northern Chile. Cool. Matraria coccinea. Chile. Is that it? Mitraria. Maybe it is. Mitraria. Let's see. I would look it up. Let me just, I'm trying to think of the Latin name for it. I did a video on it too. Let's see. Yeah. No. New Zealand. So it would be, oh, no, that's it. Chilean mitra flower. That's it. Let's just see the images. Is that it? That's it. That's the one we have. Yes, we have the orange one. You're right. That is it. We have that in our garden, the adventurous one, and it does very well here. It's been in the garden about 7 years. That is our plant, adventurous one. That is it. I'm the only one in my neighborhood that has palms. Everyone in my neighborhood has. Well, tell them to plant some palms out there, Dustin. Get them planting palms. Another plant that does well in warm UK is Camadoria. Yeah, they won't grow outside here. We have, we have that one too, Fascicularia bicolor, the hardy bromeliad. We have that in our garden too as well. I love it. Turns so red when it blooms. The bloom is down deep inside. A year I managed to buy a wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cold, DC5. Huh. 5 degrees Fahrenheit. That's minus 15 degrees Celsius. Wow, and you got it on eBay too. Cool. Very cool. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, so the Fascicularia bicolor has been in our garden for 15 years. Not a problem. It does very well here. That's pretty cool that you get. Yeah, that's the thing within the States. You can get plants shipped on eBay. Here, I can't bring anything in from the States unless there's a phytosanitary certificate. If you plant palms in your neighborhood, normally people copy. One big palm neighbors. Yeah, that's yeah. In Victoria, they're all over the place. Byron's evergreen Chilean area. Cool. The Toby. Nice. Sounds like a cool plant, man. And what's the cold hardiness of that one, I wonder? How hardy is that plant? Is it down like below 20 degrees Fahrenheit or would it be lower 20s? Well, we know Fascicularia bicolor, the Chilean bromeliad, has to be hardy to just below 20 degrees Fahrenheit or at least 20 degrees Fahrenheit because ours is still hanging in there and it's been there for 14 years now. And I have videos of it when it was blooming. The leaves turn really dark red. And then, like I say, the flower's kind of bluish down in below, tucked into where the foliage is. It's kind of a very cool plant. Spreads by offshoots. 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. Okay, I could look that one up too. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what it looks like, man. I'm just Googling images right now. While I'm chatting with you guys, I'm Googling images. Oh, let's see. Can we grow that? Oh, that's a nice plant. Oh, I like that one. Wow. That is a cool plant, man. No, we don't have that one in our garden. That's beautiful. Kawa. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I think I do have that plant in the garden. Hang on. I'm looking at the leaf on that. You know what? I do have that plant in the garden. It's a small one. And I got it growing beside the palm tree that grew 2 foot in the trunk. That is cool. I wasn't sure the name of that plant. Somebody gave it to me. Now I'm looking at the younger foliage on that one. Rakawa. Ours is the Rakawa, looks like Edgeria, whatever you call that one. That's it. Is that it? Yeah. I have one. Actually, I'm going to do it. It's buried in snow right now. We do have that in our garden, and it survived, not a problem. It would thrive. Yeah, we have it here, Toby. We actually do have it. And a friend of mine gave it to me about 2 years ago. That's pretty cool. 791 Gulf Islands on the side. Anybody out there copy this UDX 791? UDX 791 Gulf Islands. 061 San Diego, 061 San Diego, 791 Gulf Islands. I want to talk to San Diego. New Zealand. Yeah, I have it in the garden in the back of the house, right over the south slope. CQDXCQ 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. How about that San Diego station? San Diego 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. I grow Metrosideros. Yeah, that won't work here. I tried one of those one time and it died.
Yesterday morning, I talked to about, I don't know, 3 or 4 people in 30 miles north of Seattle, I believe. Talked to them for about a half hour on AM. Don't know the numbers. You may have run across from them AM. You're close.
Yeah, it didn't work here. Froze. 791 Gulf Islands, Canada on the side. UDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. See if we can get back to San Diego here. I talked to this guy yesterday. Oh, I see blue sky up there. Oh my God.
I think another one I talked to in that group was Irishman.
CQDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada on the side.
Yeah, you're pretty close to him, and I tell you what, you sound just as local as we do. I get out my phone and call him up and tell him to join us.
CQ, QSK. Must be.
Well, I appreciate those flowers. The tan also bouncing up a little bit every now and then. On a vertical stereo and using a 7300 for a radio.
CQDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. I want to talk to this guy. How's the weather in San Diego? How do you think the weather is in San Diego? I bet you it's toasty.
That microphone makes me want to go out and buy one.
It's such a stick. I keep trying. That's funny. CQDXCQ 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, listening. Just stick them
Yeah, if you're interested, you want to, I'll give you my email.
in summer.
Touch base, I'll send you a
Really?
PSL card.
I can't believe people still QSL. I got one in the mail yesterday.
Somehow when just and then I hate to say it, sort of stepped on you that time.
UDX 791 Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX.
Yes, GREYDOG at COX.NET. Greydog, GREYDOG.
Hello, Hom Gaming and Shorts. Good to see you in there. Should build a refrigerated microclimate. Oh, that's pretty cool there. Refrigerated microclimate. 2 types of yucca palms growing here. Dustin has. I love palm trees. Right on, Palm Gaming. Palm trees are good. We love them too. We all love palm trees here. This is a palm YouTube channel, mostly about palm trees and exotic plants. QSK 791 on the side. How about that Southern California 791 Gulf Islands? Well, it's good that you love palm trees, man. They're a good thing to love. I'm sure there's a lot of people like to get back to this guy. In Canada. We'll be on the ties for a few, and your final Christmas to you and all your family. How about that San Diego, California, 791 Pacific Coast of Canada? How about that San Diego station, San Diego, Gulf Islands, Pacific Coast of Canada, 791 try. 747 Southern Cal, 747, 791 Pacific Coast of Canada. Yeah, 747 and 061 Southern California. We're waving at you from the Gulf Islands of Canada. Have a good one out there. 791 Gulf Islands, afternoon wave. Take care, Cal. 73, 791, Gulf Islands, QSX. Annoying. Those things are hardier than advertised. And keep adding more and more yucca. Oh, yeah, we have a lot of yuccas here, too. Yuccas are awesome. Yuccas are great, man. We have them all over our garden. Lots of Yucca gloriosa, recurvifolia. We got some of those filamentosa. And what else? We have Yucca gigantea, too. We have big Yucca gigantea. We've got several of them. Yucca gigantea are not as hardy, though. I found quite a few. Very hardy. 8B. 8B. Then they'll work here. I'm going to have to go to town soon. Let's see here. Man, is it ever wet out there? But you know what? The sun is starting to shine. Oh, I see lots of blue sky. That's just melting off the roof. It's actually, you know what? It stopped raining. Oh, temperature's gone up. It's 47 degrees now, guys. 47 degrees out here. I'm loving it. Turn that down. Palm Gaming shorts. I'll show that. We got palm emojis in there. Motorcycle time. Crazy fact of Metro Scenarios, the most southerly occurring species of islands in New Zealand's average altitude 4C. Wow. So that must be down in Dunedin and Invercargill, right on the South Island. Sago palms are red. Yes, they've been around since the dinosaurs. Sago palm, Cycas revoluta, and other sagos and other cycads, which an average maximum 7. Wow, that's cold. So that's where I got to get seed from the southernmost Metrosideros, right? I know there's a big one growing on the Scilly Isles in the Trusquabi Gardens. Huh. Seed source is important. If ecotype, if you want hardier plants. That would be very sad. They've been around a long time, Dustin. I will be really sad if my jelly palm died. Well, you know what? Give it time. A lot of times damage shows up well after the freeze has passed, right? There's some nice hardy bromeliads. Wow, crazy. I have palm trees. Good. That's a good thing that you have palm trees. Palm trees are good, man. I'm glad you have palm trees in my backyard. Whereabouts is your backyard? Where is your location? Where is your backyard? What is your location on this planet? So there's some bromeliads in, what is that? Is that? Some are left out and have survived. Wow, that's amazing, Cal. Some of these are very nice bromeliads. The adventurous one. Palm gaming and shorts in my backyard. But where is your backyard? Let us know where your backyard is. Is it in Southern California? QSK? QSK? Yeah, you got 791. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, waving. Oh, Ontario, California. Okay, well, you're sounding good, Ontario, California. I'm due north of you. I'm due north of you off the Pacific coast of Canada. Did you copy that, California? I'm talking to you, Ontario, California. This is 791, Gulf Islands, Canada.
Yeah, I hear you real good. Why you coming in great down here in California?
Yeah, you're coming in real good too. So we're due north of you. If you're in Ontario, California, we're off the Pacific coast of Canada on the Gulf Islands.
Copy that one. All right. Well, I don't suppose it's not real cold for you up there, is it?
The current temperature right now is 48 degrees. 48 degrees, and the sun is just coming out now, blue sky.
Hey, that's more like California down here. Yeah, we were nice and warm down here today. And yeah, I didn't know how far, what am I trying to say? I don't know how far that storm went up, but I'll tell you, it's a big old storm. A lot of Canada, most of Canada, boy, they're just freezing.
Yeah, that's way inland from us in the prairies and stuff. We're right above Seattle here, off the Pacific coast of Canada. So we're on an island out in the ocean here. So that big Arctic blast or whatever they call it, the polar vortex, never comes here. But we did have some cold last week there. It did get cold for about 4 days, but it moved through pretty quick here.
I guess this is the first time I've talked to that island out there. Yeah, I don't remember ever talking out that way before.
Well, you're in Ontario, California. What was your number and how far are you from Los Angeles?
I'm 20 miles east of Los Angeles in a town called Ontario.
Ontario. Okay, what was your number? You got UDX 791 here.
167.
What? 167, you're making a good trip here, Q5 all the way. And like I say, we're about 100 miles north of Seattle as the crow flies.
After that, yeah, we haven't had much weather skip for a long time, so yeah, that surprised me that you came in from up there.
Well, you're booming here. You're the only one on frequency right now, which is really nice. There's not a lot of skip coming in here right now, and you do sound like a local. My working conditions here in RCI 2980WX, base station D104 Lollipop, an IMAX 2000 and a Texas Star 5.
You're sounding great. Yeah, I'm talking on a 440 Kenwood and just around playing the old Alpha B58.
It sounds good, man. Sound like a local 40 over up into the red, man. Nice sound station.
Well, thank you much. It's just barefooted right now, so yeah, don't take my twin conditions as right, I guess.
Hey, that's a Roger. I'll tell you what, I'm going to wish you guys a Merry Christmas down there, and Enjoy those beautiful palm trees and that gorgeous California sunshine.
Yeah, we're supposed to be in the 80s maybe tomorrow. All the way, maybe parts of California will be 85, I guess. And I guess we'll be somewhere in the 80s, you know. Okay, hey, Merry Christmas up your way, and I suppose old Santa Claus will be coming down to the North Pole. Well, you guys will get Santa Claus first. Hey, Happy New Year to you, and hey, great talking to you, and you got a real station. 167 Southern California, I'll be on coming.
All right there, 167 Southern California. Hey, cheers to you and your family. All the best in the holiday season, and do appreciate you come back. You got a fine sound station too, and take care in 2023. Have a good one. This is UDX 791 Southern Gulf Islands off the far Pacific coast of Canada, QSX. Cool. Nice one. There. That was a good contact. 80 degrees in California, man. Ontario, California. 146. 140. I gotta write this down in my logbook. That is unreal. 80 degrees down there in California, just south of us. Merry Christmas, Palm Gaming. Well, I wish I was in California right now, but you know what? Nice. Hopefully that's the right number. Okay. Since that is all the bottom of the garden. Stick black. Oh, they have tents over top of them. Okay. Cool. Is it already after? Oh, it's 1 o'clock. Okay. 1 o'clock. I should get rolling soon. I'm staying with my family for Christmas at 53 North, and there are Washingtonia here. Wow. Whereabouts is that? 53 North. What part of England is that at? 7 below zero. Cold causes so many problems, doesn't it? Just causes so many. Chester. Okay. My my ex, her aunt lived in Chester. She lived in Chester in the UK. Wow. I never did see any palm trees in her pictures, but I'm sure there are palm trees in Chester. So we got some people in the UK in here. That's awesome. I gotta go. It's beautiful out. The sun is shining, and it's really nice out there. So you know what? I'm gonna have to get out into the. Have to go to town. North Wales. I'm in Vero. but not near the coast. Westman is 9 miles southwest of here, Cal says. Balmy and Palmy 2.2. Yeah, it's, well, you know what? That's better than below freezing. We're about 9 degrees Celsius here now, and the sun is out, so, which is a good thing. That's why I need to get to town. Because tomorrow the stores are closed, and I need to get some dessert because it's just Wendy and I tonight.
That's way inland from us in the prairies. We're right above Seattle here, off the Pacific coast of Canada. So
I'm surprised Washington, you're still good away from me. Yeah, same with me, Toby. Yeah. I don't like cold weather. Yeah, it was cold enough for the 4 days here, Toby, and I'm done with it for winter now. I'm so done with it.
You're making
167. God. 146. Okay. One, 6, 7. All right. It's completely undamaged. I'm here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I hate winter. Yeah, winter does suck. Yeah, there's some Ohio stations coming into my radios. I talk there a lot. I know it's been pretty cold over there. We had it cold here too, but over on the Pacific coast here, it never gets as cold as inland areas. So I'm guessing there's still a chance. Spear pole. Hopefully no spear pole. All your help, and hope you have a good Christmas too, Dustin. Like and subscribe if you want. Hit the notification bell, and then you'll know when I'm going to be doing live streams. Right? It'll notify you when I'm doing a live stream, and then you can jump in. My other channel, I do live streams, video gates. My other channel is more radio stuff. I do a lot of video gates too. So talking to different people in the world on the radios there. So anyway, you guys have a good day and have a Merry Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas. I hope you get everything you want from Santa. I'm sure there'll be some palm trees under your Christmas trees. Hey, maybe you don't have a Christmas tree. Maybe you got a palm tree. Robust does look like a hybrid either. It could be a filibusta too, Cal. Could be a Washingtonia foliifera cross robusta. Filibusta. Anyway, Dustin, thanks for joining us here on the live stream. And you can learn lots from these people in here. They're very knowledgeable. You know, my jelly palms. Yeah, let us know how they do. I think it got down to -7. So there you go. All right, guys, I'm going to pull the plug here now and end this Christmas Eve live stream. Christmas Eve live stream. London, my Christmas tree is in Norfolk. Yeah, Norfolk Island pines are awesome. You only see those things south of here in Brookings. There's some big ones down in Brookings, Oregon. Norfolk Island pines. I actually have a photo of them. I remember seeing them in 2 or 3 of them in front of a guy's place down there. They're gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to wish you guys Merry Christmas. Yes, adventurous. I'm going to call you the adventurous one. Merry Christmas to all. I'll try to do another live stream before New Year's, right? I got to work next week. I got to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So have a good Christmas, everybody. Thanks for joining in. And I'm so happy to see sunshine out there. It's absolutely gorgeous out. It is absolutely beautiful out. So you take care, everyone, and have a fun Christmas. Eat lots of good food, too, right? I got a triangle palm from Neodipsis decarii from Madagascar. Merry Christmas, the adventurous, and everybody else out there. And we will see you after Christmas. Enjoy, and make sure you do eat lots of good food. Take care.